Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Madai Miniatures, and today I'm gonna be converting this one into this. So once before I did convert a Dodge Charger 500 into kind of a more complex, with opening hood, opening boot and opening doors and spoilers in the front and the back. It was very cool, but took me like 5-6 days to finish because all of the cutting was extremely time consuming. So this time I don't want to do that. And this is a beautiful car. Like, all of the paint job is really gorgeous. Like the flame work on this car, all the decals that are already applied are just beautiful, and I really don't want to destroy them. So I will do my best to preserve the decals and only paint the roof and the farther part of the car and keep this in the red. Of course it's going to be a little bit scuffed and everything, but I want to keep it as is. So what do I have in here? I have some mesh because I want to cover the windows in the mesh. This is probably the easiest and laziest way to get rid of this possibility of looking through it. Then I'm gonna use probably some of that. This is the packing tape, and I'm gonna just armor it up a little bit. And what else I want to do? I definitely want to add some weaponry, but I cannot see anything that would be working very well for that car. Like, I could probably just scratch build something nice, but I want to actually like, this project was pretty much trash builds. Most of the parts are from bin, and I want to keep it up like that. So I still have these gears in here. Maybe I showed them before or not, but I have like 2 gears in here and plenty of old electronic pieces. So I will just pick up some stuff and be right back. So after taking a quick dig through the parts, I found some spares. I found those wheels from one of the cars that I was doing in this project, I think. And I know that they do not fit either, but I really do not care. I'm gonna put them on the bag as spares, and I think about just putting like all 4 of them in here, and then just a ribbon of plastic card to show that they are being held by it. Then I have these little transistors. They are very tiny, so I want to put them in here. I know that I don't want to obscure too much of the paint job, but this is the idea here. And I have here a headphone wire. One of my actually it was, I think, my wife's headphones got busted, and I used that to fill up some wiring in my giant Stompa thing. But I still have some left over, so I can use that. And as a weapon, I was thinking what I can use, and I found this. This is from Hot Wheels as well, from some sort of transport vehicle for rockets. I found this rocket that I was just like, if I put it on the roof, it's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be even cooler if I just put it in the window, and it's gonna be kind of do or die weapon, just attached to the window. Yeah, so just it's gonna give this asymmetry and kind of silly, goofy look to the car. So let's just start building. I don't think too much about this stuff. I just want it to be built. So this is gonna go in here nicely, and there is probably way enough, sorry about the shake of the camera, way enough contact points for this to actually hold very well for the future. So you know, when this is happening, I'm very happy, you know. Usually I have to struggle to find contact points, but in here I think that there's ain't gonna be necessity for that. There we go. This looks lovely. And I was just thinking, I was just watching a video by other YouTuber. I need to just give me a second. I'm gonna check his name. It was Wasteland Raceway. Yeah, so shout out to him. He's making as well, you know, all of the little Gaslands vehicles. So, you know, if you like it, please go and check him out. But what he did was taking a tin foil, and then he took a pen and just make a rivets into it, just, you know, indented them like that. I don't know that you're gonna be able to see that in here. Yeah, but basically the same idea can be used for a plastic card, for this thin, very thin plastic card, easily. So, you know, I'm stealing this idea. He was like, I knew about pushing the rivets into plastic card, but his idea with the tin foil, you know, he was using this thicker one from like food containers and stuff, was just incredible. Just very cheap, very easy, you know, great material for working, especially with, you know, toy cars. You know, not everyone have access to plastic card, but I assume that everyone have access to this thicker tin foil. So shout out to him, you know, please go check him out. Yeah, he's a great YouTuber. Yeah, so, and of course, you know, he is making quite ridiculously looking cars, which I love. You know, like my ones are ridiculous, his ones are as well. So yeah, of course, when you cut the wheels off, remember about holding the pins, otherwise they're gonna fly off, and your wheel's gonna fly off, and it's just gonna be all mess. Yeah, so, oh yeah, I can do that. You could probably hear that, you know, flying around. So yeah. Thanks God I'm sitting in the corner of the room, so I cannot hit anyone, usually. Although I assume that my dog or my cats could disagree. Or my wife. So yeah, now just, you know, building this wheels together. Into one giant, you know, like he's carrying all the spare wheels for himself, which is brilliant. So here, and it's gonna add some character to the car. But now let's just think. I want as little of this flame to be covered as possible. So first I'm gonna make a panel for the roof, which I'm gonna be putting in here from this plastic card. And again, thank you Wasteland Raceway for, you know, publishing the video. It is quite old video, but I learned this from him today, so for me idea is quite new. And you know, I just gonna add multiple, because this what do you call it, this, I forgot the name in English. I have this bent so badly that, you know, it's, instead of doing one hole when I'm holding it, making two, which in my opinion looks somewhat cool. So again, just using the random stuff. And there we go. Yeah, this have this, come on, this little dents that with painting gonna show up as rivets. Yeah, so extremely cheap and fast rivets. So yeah, I'm a strong believer in, you know, giving the shout outs to people I learn the techniques from. If I remember, you know, like if I learned something ages ago, I wouldn't be remembering from whom I actually learned that. So I want to use some of this, yeah. So maybe I'm gonna cover part of this window, or maybe even entire one. Just keeping this asymmetrical as I go, because quite often, you know, we get into symmetry and then it's gonna look like a factory car, not like a something built in the wasteland. So yeah, this works. Again, all of my covering windows is just pure laziness, because I don't want to deal with the inside, especially on this car. I done it once before and I'm not looking forward to go again. All right, now this, just the mesh, and there, if I squeeze it like that, it's gonna be perfect. So roughly this much, I hope. Yeah, this build, you know, I really got into a groove of building those cars, and I really don't have to think that much about them. They just come together very smoothly. The first car was probably, the first few cars was probably, you know, the longest build, but now they just fall into place by themselves. Yeah, it's not like I try to force them. They like to do that. Very obedient little cars. Oh, come on. Yeah, so I have this in the window, it looks great. And I'm actually gonna use this again in this window, because I don't feel like struggling with more of the mesh. Yeah, this mesh is, it's good because, you know, you can cover the window and it's gonna look great, but at the end of the day it's somewhat annoying. And if you can, you know, lower the amount of stuff that annoys you in life, that's good. And perfect. Covers the window, he cannot see anything through that window. That's good, you know, better for drivers in post-apocalypse. And they just need to see what's in front of them. Oh, come on, not my fingers. Stuck to the car, not to the fingers. You know, sometimes you have to have conversation with super glue. So yeah, I have this. Let me think, do I have some texture plastic? I definitely have some texture plastic, just where? There is some nice texture plastic art. You can see it's a lovely little texture plastic art, and I'm gonna use this just to cover half of the hood. I know that I wanted to preserve as much of the hood as I can, but again, this is, you know, coming up as I go. As I build it, I have different ideas. So just a little score and then break it. And I don't want to cover all, so just half like that. I'm running low on this super glue, that's fine. I'm gonna have extra super glue bottle for the end of the month challenge. Maybe just gonna leave it lying. There we go. It adds some texture, it's gonna look good. And yeah, the wheels, I just gonna glue them in. It's very messy right now, so it's a good time to add wheels. Come on, move away. So there we go. The giant pile of wheels, the car starts taking shape. Of course, right now it doesn't look too good, but we all know that adding a layer of paint that's gonna unify it, gonna do the miracle for it. And the little knobbly knobs, tweezers, that's what I called it, tweezers. My god, my brain went on the very short holidays there. And I'm looking at that. I like it, but there is still something missing. Oh yeah, I need to make the ribbon to glue this. So just this plastic card and cut it. Hopefully straight. Nope. Okay, straight enough, I guess. And now just dab in here and somewhere in here. Now I need more. Yep. But now I still don't have the up to here. Yeah, now this don't cooperate with me. I'm becoming very professional YouTuber. And now I have to wait like that for a few minutes, so I'll be right back. So it finally dry off somewhat, but you know, I was just looking at the texture plastic card and I wanted to add some more of it. So I'm just thinking, you know, maybe somewhere here on the front. Yeah, I move out of the frame again. Or maybe at the door, yeah. The driver's side door works well for that idea. Come on. Just a blob of super glue. Yeah, not very pretty. And then just cover it with that plate. And of course somehow super glue went on my finger and now it's sticking to it. So you have some extra defense, some plating on the engine, on the roof, a giant rocket as a weapon. Yeah, and I was saying that I gotta use this, but apparently not. The same with the headphones. But that's what happened when you just build as you go. You don't always use the stuff that you was thinking you're gonna use. I have as well this. It is a H shape or I shape beam, I-beam. Yeah, and what I was thinking, maybe just add a little bit of a plow in front. Yeah, and I saw this plow on Facebook. Someone made nice looking plow out of strips of plastic art, and I was thinking about replicate it. And I'm sorry, I just scrolled through the Facebook and I saw it, and I cannot credit the guy who actually built the car that I saw. So if you know the guy, credit goes to him. This is not my idea of the plow. Yeah, but because of the I-beams, they actually hold shape very nicely when you bend them. So I want to do that. This I-beam was lying in a pile of my junk, so yeah. And if you wonder where you can buy those I-beams, you can search for them on Green Stuff World. That's where I got them. But it was, what, 2 years ago? I assume that they still have that in stock. So yeah, I have this too. And I'm gonna start... I just probably gonna look for a different super glue. Because this one is just almost empty. Okay. So just on the hood and attach it, you know, slightly turn towards the middle. The same on this side. Okay. I'm gonna actually move this one back a bit and probably throw a third one like that in the middle. So again, I'm just taking my tweezers, bending it to have the shape, and then cutting it in about a centimeter long piece. Yeah. It's gonna be easier to attach probably with tweezers. Yep, so I have some, again, not very symmetrical plow, and that's exactly how I think they would look if you have to build it from scrap metal. So I'm taking this very thin plastic card that I use quite often, and I'm just gonna cut it into few ribbons. And I don't care if they're gonna turn out thick or very thin. It's just the nature of the beast. It's gonna be, in my opinion, you know, in post-apocalypse they would just, you know, grab pieces from the scrapyard and build from them. So why would they worry, you know, building a plow for a car about the looks of it? Maybe only because the carnage is televised. Come on. This super glue likes my fingers as well. Actually, I'm looking at that, it's too thick. Just for a visual standpoint. So I just contradicted myself. I wanted thinner. Right? One. I think that it's gonna be only like 2 or 3 of those strips, and they gonna be done. Actually, just gonna straighten this one a bit. Yes. Two. Maybe if there's gonna be enough, I'm gonna put one on the top as well. Yep, it should be enough. So one on top. And this is gonna just cause me to have more issues with painting, because if I want to preserve the flames, I'm gonna be struggling with this. But yeah, now I have this weird contraption. It turned out quite well. I wasn't actually expecting it. Like, I was visualizing something completely different, and it turned out to be something completely different. So I'm happy with that. You know, I surprised myself. But I'll be right back after I just black bomb it. After painting the panels that I wanted to paint, I looked at the car and it was just too red. And you know, red's supposed to be just, you know, something like extra detail on this car, not a main color, not the main feature of it. So I decided just to cover the both side panels as well in paint. Yep. So now I have my metallic paint ready here. I have my dry brush. Again, I'm just gonna load it here and get rid of the majority of the paint and start with dry brushing. Still a bit heavier than it should be, but it's fine. So now you can see how those rivets did turn out. Better focus. Yeah, they are a bit weird. You know, if I use just a pin, they would turn out much better. And here's the texture plastic art. Yeah, the same on the hood. It turned out quite well. The plow, my only issue with it is I think that I could make it a little bit longer just to go closer to the ground, but otherwise I like how it turned out. So now it's just time for the spin table, so I see you there. So this is how it turned out. I have a lot of fun building this project, and like I said, you know, too much red would overwhelm the car and it would be the main color instead of the metallic one. Only thing I think about fixing, you know, later on is the wheels, and of course adding some weathering to it. But for now, if you liked it, please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And of course, have a lovely day. Take care.